Hi everybody, welcome back to You Seem Normal. As is my usual intro, it's been a couple of weeks, but I'm so glad you're here. I today will be talking about a type of anger. This does not encompass all anger, as in my opinion, there are different categories of anger. And though I have not defined them yet, perhaps that's coming, I don't know. So we have to start by recognizing that anger is a normal, healthy emotion sometimes. And also sometimes it's not. But this video explores a specific category of anger that you may want to try to reduce because you know that it doesn't serve you. Instead, it drains you. So this is kind of anger that can also manifest or look like irritability or frustration, or just like realizing like, why am I so mad when I'm not even in my car driving, but I'm looking out the window and I'm like mad at what that car is doing? First of all, you have absolutely no stake in whatever that is, and it's like personally offending and upsetting you. That's the kind of like anger, irritability, frustration I'm talking about in this video. So let's look at a couple of approaches that we can consider. So basically, these are two ways to frame a solution for yourself that lead to similar results. So you just pick one or combination of them that you think would work best for you, so overall. Okay, so the first one is emotional distancing, and I have talked about this before on my Instagram. It was like a green graphic that said emotional distancing and like creepy lettering about a year more ago. And I don't think I really expanded on the topic, so I wanted to talk more about it. It's important to consider emotionally distancing when you realize that a lot of this category of anger is coming up in your life, and you'd rather it not. So that's like actually creating space, emotional, perhaps physical. Maybe you shut the blinds, from my earlier example, between you and the thing that upsets you. You need to emotionally distance from it. As we know, we're all familiar with social distancing, physical distancing, because of COVID. This is emotional distancing. How you do that may vary though. Like, for example, you might consider creating some mantras or affirmations for yourself to remind yourself, like, I am not attached to what's happening outside. Or, for example, that driver is doing neutral actions and I'm putting meaning to them. I'm not going to do that. Or you might consider writing a list of what you're all about and what you're not about. So if you don't want to be about taking on random things and feeling the draining emotion of anger toward them, you're not going to be about that. Write the things that you are about. So when that happens, instead of doing that, you say, I'm not about that. I'm about this stuff that I already identified. So those are a couple ways of how emotional distancing, when you put it into practice, it might look different for you. I also find, I guess I could have said this in the intro, this kind of anger is sort of like you care too much about every little thing. It's really caring too much in that you're preoccupied with every little thing and you're really high strung about it. And these are on things that you don't have stake in. So you got to quit caring, or you got to be more choosy about what you're caring. And that brings me to my next sort of strategy, which is being emotionally choosy. So like, just imagine that you only had a certain amount of emotions per day, okay? So you could only spend them until they were gone. Would you be choosing to spend the emotions on the car outside? Probably not, because you know they're a limited resource and you're going to be more choosy about it. So basically, being emotionally choosy is being able to prioritize some emotions over others. So you want to, of course, capitalize on the ones that increase your quality of life overall. So like whether that's joy or contentment, you got to make sure that those are the ones you're increasing as you're reducing anger. So again, the how-to is going to vary. So here are a couple of ideas though. One I said is identify energizing versus draining emotions for yourself. So spend several days to a week writing down specific examples in each category. So draining, energizing. And write specific examples of things that drained you and things that energized you, and tie an emotion to them best you can. Then you'll plan to reduce one from the draining and increase another from the energizing, and work on that. And that might take care of just one part of anger that you find yourself. Why am I angry about this? Oh yeah, I'm reducing that. Never mind. Brain, go elsewhere. And then pick up something, joyful to you. Grab a cup of tea, something. Another thing you can do is to think of your emotions as a pie, like pie chart or a pie. And what percentage of your emotions do you want to go where? I don't think you want to be angry, upset, depressed 50% of the time. That seems like way too much of the time. So, how do we manipulate those percentages of the pie? Or, yeah, I'm really thinking of a pie chart here. Like I wasn't thinking of, caloric goodness. So let's see. One thing you might find though, as you go to make your emotional pie chart, is you are having trouble defining emotions, or you don't know the names for them. That's so normal. We only know about, 5, 10 different emotions off the top of our head. It could actually be considered a problem, in that you can't identify ways that you're feeling, and it makes it harder to find ways to cope with that. So maybe we can start talking about emotional vocabulary on this channel. I love that idea. Anyway, that's totally okay if you don't have the words. Just do your very best to describe. Yeah, so we can work to expand our emotional vocabulary. This is a book I have that I got because of the title. Like, it's so cute. It's called The Emotionary. Granted, or admittedly, I have not read the whole book, but just for example, she'll take two emotions and put them together to create a more descriptive one. So this is satisfaction, as in satisfaction, the triumph of being wronged by others, which is just, that one's just funny because, okay, so like for example, loneliness and insanity, lone sanity, delirium caused by sustained periods of no human company. Oh my gosh, check this out. Discommunication is the inability to articulate a feeling through words. So let's work on our discommunication and increase our articulation of our feelings. That's all what we're here for, right? Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I will actually be over on Instagram throughout the week at youseemnormal. Please come join the conversation on Instagram at youseemnormal. Cool. And leave a comment if you'd like.